Admiral Zextor of the Crixian Empire prided himself on perfection. His sensor stalks were always precisely arranged, his carapace polished to regulation shine, and his battle plans calculated to 16 decimal places. In 300 years of service, he had never encountered a situation that couldn't be solved by proper procedure and mathematical precision. That was before Tuesday. Sir, his tactical officer, First Sensor K. Vex, reported with visible distress in their bioluminescent patterns. The humans are doing it again. Define it, Zextor replied, though he already dreaded the answer. They appear to be. K-Vex patterns flickered in confusion, recreating something they call Olympic synchronized swimming, with mining ships in space. The massive view screen showed exactly that. 6 human mining vessels performing a choreographed dance through the debris field that separated the Crixian invasion fleet from Earth's colony on Proxima b. They had somehow rigged their mining lasers to emit different colors, creating a spectacular light show that was as beautiful as it was tactically incomprehensible. This was not how the invasion was supposed to go. The Crixians had followed all proper protocols to the letter. Their declaration of war was filed in triplicate with the Galactic War Registry. Their battle plans were simulated 10 million times. Their fleet's formation was so mathematically perfect, it had made 3 junior navigators cry in joy. The humans had responded by painting racing stripes on their ships and naming them all Bob. Sir, K. Vex's patterns were now showing signs of authentic distress. The mining ships are spelling something with their formations. The synchronized space dancers had indeed arranged themselves to spell out HEYGORGEOUSNICEILRMATUIAIMN. Admiral Zextor felt his exoskeleton crack slightly under stress. He pulled up the regulations manual on his neural interface, searching desperately for protocol regarding enemies who treated warfare like a performance art piece. At least, he muttered, they haven't started with the asteroids yet. Sir? Another tactical officer interrupted. They're attaching mining thrusters to asteroids. The Admiral's sensor stalks drooped. He had learned in the past 20 minutes never to tempt human creativity by assuming they wouldn't do something merely because it was insane. On the view screen, the humans had indeed begun what could only be described as an impromptu circus performance. Mining ships were juggling asteroid chunks between them, their pilots showing off with increasingly elaborate tricks. 2 vessels were playing catch with a rather large space rock, casually tossing it back and forth through the gaps in the Crixian formation. Battle computers are requesting permission to shut down, reported the ship's AI liaison. They claim this level of tactical absurdity violates their core programming. Override them, Zextor ordered. Patch me through to the human commander. The human who appeared on screen looked exactly like someone who thought asteroid juggling was a valid military tactic. Commander J. Rergen von Orca of the Earth Colonial Defense Force wore a grin that suggested he was having the time of his life. Having fun yet? He asked cheerfully. This is not how war is conducted. Zextor's sensor stalks vibrated with indignation. There are rules. Procedures. Mathematical principles. Oh, we know, J. Regan's grin widened. We read your entire combat manual. Fascinating stuff. Especially the part about all maneuvers requiring mathematical precision. Thing is, what we're doing is precise. We calculated everything down to the millimeter. We just decided to calculate circus tricks instead of firing solutions. One of the mining ships chose that moment to do a perfect backflip while balancing an asteroid on its mining beam. That's not possible, K-Vex exclaimed. The thrust ratios alone. Oh, that's Jerry, J. Regan explained. He used to design roller coasters before joining the Colonial Defense Force. He's been wanting to try that move for weeks. This seemed like a good opportunity. But, Zextor struggled to process this information. Your ships are primitive. They shouldn't be capable of such maneuvers. Yeah, about that. J. Regan leaned back in his chair. Turns out when you don't care about looking pretty or following standard protocols, You can do some crazy stuff with basic equipment. Did you know a mining laser can double as a popcorn maker if you adjust it right? Speaking of which, he gestured to someone off-screen. Moments later, the Crixian sensors detected millions of small objects appearing in space around them. Is that? Kavek's pattern showed complete bewilderment. Actually popcorn? Sure is. We figured if we're putting on a show, might as well have snacks. Don't worry, it's biodegradable. We're not litter bugs. Admiral Zextor watched in horror as his perfect formation was disrupted by a cloud of popcorn. The tactical displays were going haywire, trying to classify each kernel as a potential threat. While your sensors are busy trying to analyze our snack choices, J. Argan continued, you might want to check your navigation systems. We took the liberty of redecorating them a bit. Impossible. Our cybersecurity is advanced? Yeah, so advanced that when we introduced it to classic human arcade games, it got distracted trying to calculate the perfect Pac-Man strategy. You might notice some changes to your fleet's formation. The Admiral looked at his tactical display. His perfectly arranged fleet had been maneuvered to spell out GGEZ in space. How did you even... Remember Jerry, our roller coaster designer? Turns out his cousin May is really good at coding games. She figured your systems would accept any input that was mathematically sound, even if that input happened to be Space Invaders with a few extra features. The tactical display changed again, now showing what appeared to be a very primitive graphics game using the Crixian fleet as pixels. Sir, K-Vex reported their patterns now showing signs of resignation. Engineering reports that our weapons systems are currently trying to calculate the optimal strategy for something called Pongs. The battle ended 15 minutes later, though battle was perhaps the wrong word. The Crixian fleet never fired a shot, their systems too busy trying to achieve a high score in various human arcade games to actually target anything. In his after-action report, Admiral Zextor wrote, "Humans do not fight wars. They perform combat-adjacent improvisational theater with lethal consequences and call it strategy. Their tactical doctrine appears to be, if it looks stupid but works, it isn't stupid. Most disturbing of all, they seem to genuinely enjoy it." The report was filed under reasons why humans are banned from writing military doctrine, right next to the incident where they defeated a quantum AI by challenging it to a game of galactic hide-and-seek, and the time they reprogrammed a Drachnid Dreadnought's targeting computer by convincing it that it was actually a disco ball. The Crixian Empire eventually updated their combat protocols regarding human engagement. The new manual was one sentence long. If humans are involved, abandon all doctrine and pray they don't start having fun. Commander J. Reagan still keeps a copy framed in his office, right next to the certificate declaring him the galaxy's first officially recognized combat choreographer and a jar of space-popped popcorn from the Battle of Proxima B. The mining ships are still all named Bob,